On a man who killed nearly a dozen young women, a man who terrorized the entire country and sent lawmen on an intensive manhunt has been dead now for a year. Tonight, in the first part of his series, News 4's David Goldstein talks to Christopher Wilder's surviving victims, the families of the girls he murdered.
This is the story of two families who never met prior to 1 year ago, but now have a lot in common. The Kenyans and the Gonzaleses, people who are trying to live a normal life after losing a daughter to Christopher Wilder.
Continue working, we continue trying to live, continue in the church, the same life. But it's not the same for us. It's not the same. We feel the empty in the house.
For Bill Kenyon, life without his daughter means living with a scrapbook. The family is spending more time at their second home in Buffalo, but can't escape the memories.
Think about her a lot. But if I get too deep, I really get rattled and I start trembling, and you know, I try to forget it. It's a terrible thing to say you try to forget it, but if I keep thinking about it, I'll go crazy.
But thinking about Beth has taken up most of the Kenyans' time during the past year. She was a school teacher and part-time model who competed for Orange Bowl Queen. After her disappearance, the family hired a psychic who led them to Sheffield, Alabama. The search came up empty. Her body has never been found, and Bill Kenyon still finds it difficult to believe she's gone.
It's awful hard, and you still have a ray of hope. You still think that possibly she could be out of the country. She could, somebody might have abducted her for prostitution.
For the Gonzalez family, hope comes in the form of prayer. During the last 12 months, the Gonzalez family has never given up hope. They've kept Rosario's room in the exact condition it was before she disappeared, in the hopes that one day she'll return.
The whole year we are doing something, always trying to find out a new clue, something.
Rosario's body has never been discovered, and both families know any hope of ever knowing for sure what happened to their daughters died last April 13th, when Wilder was killed in a shootout in New Hampshire.
I started crying because I said, no, we're never going to find out. You know, I think back, I'm glad he's dead. I'm glad he shot. I just wished he could have died a more violent way than what he done, because what he did to all the girls and my daughter.
David Goldstein, News 4.
The murder of many young women all over the country is still shrouded in mystery tonight. Federal investigators still don't know how many Christopher Wilder killed or where some of the bodies are. It's been a year since Wilder was caught and killed, and as News 4's David Goldstein reports, we might never know for sure.
February 26, 1984. It was Miami's day to shine on the Grand Prix circuit. Instead, the disappearance of model Rosario Gonzalez cast a dark shadow. As homicide detectives checked out leads, the days dragged on until March 3rd, when 23-year-old schoolteacher and part-time model Elizabeth Kenyon disappeared. Kenyon had dated Christopher Wilder, and the two were last seen together. For police, the pieces started to fall in place.
Because as soon as we put Wilder with Elizabeth Kenyon and Rosario Gonzalez, a lot of us began to get a feeling of, uh-oh, what kind of guy are we dealing with now?
But before police could travel to Wilder's home to question the suspect, he skipped town. Beth Kenyon's father was furious.
I directly blame Metro-Dade for not picking him up and questioning him. It was a shot. Even if he would have gotten off, they would have found something out. Maybe he wouldn't have ran.
But he did run and began what would be a nationwide murder spree. At least 7 other women died on Wilder's run from coast to coast and then back again.
I'd say it was probably the most intensive manhunt that the FBI has ever been involved in over a very short period of time. We had agents not only in this office committed to around-the-clock investigation, but throughout this country.
Wilder's reign of terror lasted for almost a month. It ended a year ago tomorrow in the tiny town of Colebrook, New Hampshire. Wilder was shot dead. But even if he'd been taken alive, now 1 year later, police say they would still have a tough time convicting him of the Kenyon and Gonzalez murders.
We believe he is responsible for their disappearance, but it's very difficult at this point to put a case together that would show without a doubt that he was responsible for their disappearances.
And if he was taken alive,
the number one thing is just where are the Kenyon, Gonzalez, and Osborne girls? That's what we would like to know. We'd like to know that for ourselves, but particularly for the families who are most interested in knowing just what happened.
Colleen Osborne is the third girl from Florida whose body has never been recovered, and now 1 year later, Police are no closer to finding out exactly where any of those bodies are. Jim?
David, what about Wilder's will? There was some reports that he left as much as $500,000.
That's about accurate as it is right now. That estate has never been settled. There have been 8 wrongful death claims filed against that estate. The Gonzalez family has filed, the Kenyons have not, and the attorney handling the will says he hopes to formulate a settlement very soon. But really, Jim, that won't bring any of the family's daughters back to life, of course.
Thanks, David. Anna?